All right, man. Church Talk. You know what it is, man. Hey, how y'all doing? Hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's great. How's everything? All right, so today's episode, we're going to be talking about DJ Academics meeting up with one of Drake's ops. And he's out in the open with it. So before we get into that, I got to get a legendary spiel. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know the final ones at. Just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App. No more PayPal. Cash App right here. Right here. They call me the Hidden Gem. 1,300 subscribers, over 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, almost 18,000. And yes, I am the King of the North. Let me know what kingdom you from. And the Night King. So look, man, we're going to get right to this. Let's do it. All right, this comes courtesy of the Ville. You know what it is. Let's get it.
Now, I've been noticing a lot of things happening in the public on the internet lately that's been raising an eyebrow for me. Now, I think a lot of chess pieces are moving at this time, and I feel like I want to point out what I've been seeing that looks kind of off or looks kind of odd to me. Now, as you could take a look on the screen, you could see that this is Axe Instagram account, and you could notice that he's at a concert. Now, this concert specifically is the Weeknd and Cardi's concert, I believe, over there where he's at. MetLife, correct me if I'm wrong, but they had appeared at a concert last night, and he had showed up. Now, this is what's funny to me. It's because he was invited here. He was invited by the Weeknd's team. Now, that just seems odd because over the course of time, he's been vocal for Drake, and Drake and the Weeknd have a beef. So it is very odd to see him at a Weeknd concert.
Yeah. This is very because I seen this. I seen him talking about it on his show. And he was saying how he was texting the Weeknd. The Weeknd was telling him he could bring a bunch of people with him and all this stuff. There's I have a reason why all this is taking place, and I'll explain why. And I kind of said this already in my previous podcast, my previous shows, but let's keep it going.
Let's not forget that Akademiks was also somebody that was on his live stream saying that Universal was messing with Drake by using the Weeknd. He said, "You think Universal ain't got nothing to do with that?" DJ Akademiks claims that the Weeknd performing at Grammys was a message to Drake. Akademiks was the same guy that was on live stream with both of these guys, Top 5 and Julian, who had a falling out. And then it turns out that this individual, Julian, was saying some crazy things about Cash XO.
All these pussies. Even Drake is scared to get a little Rico today. When I fucking get the Russian government to fucking call the U.S. embassy and play him all these fucking voice notes that Top sent me about shooting up the fucking Weeknd's manager's house and hitting the security guard. I don't give a fuck. I'm your rat.
Saying that he has voice notes.
What is he combing his hair with, a butter knife? Is that a butter knife? I don't know, man. If you comb your hair with a butter knife, you lying about something. If you comb your hair with a butter knife, nigga, you're lying about something. I don't know what it is, but you're lying about something. You might just be lying just to lie, making up stories on the fly.
Rico today. When I fucking get the Russian government to fucking call the U.S. embassy and play him all these fucking voice notes that Top sent me about shooting up the fucking Weeknd's manager's house and hitting the security guard. I don't give a fuck. I'm your rat.
Saying that he has voice notes from Top 5, Drake's homeboy, saying that he knows or has voice notes about the Weeknd's manager's house getting shot up. That's Cash XO. Surprisingly enough, Cash XO is actually in this video, in this Instagram story with Akademiks, which I found very surprising to see because Top 5 and Akademiks and Drake have this type of alliance together. Now he's at the Weeknd concert with Cash XO. Now I'm starting to think that Akademiks is politicking in some type of way, or at least the Weeknd also, because he was the one that invited.
Well, the thing is, we got to stop, even though this is the case, even though we want to say this, but Akademiks, we all say Akademiks, he covers for Drake, but we also have to admit that Drake and him ain't friends. He might just cover for Drake, but he ain't a part of Drake's team. We have to admit that. We have to. We can't sit here and say that Drake and him ain't friends, but then he's a part of Drake's team. Like he could be Drake, he could be a propagandist for Drake, but he's not a part of the team. He's not. So we just gotta admit that. I'm sorry, we gotta admit that. We don't have to like him to just tell the truth. Like, come on now.
Akademiks to this in the first place. But my main question is, why would Akademiks go? You're involved with Top 5, who was saying all these crazy things about Cash XO, that was dissing Cash XO and The Weeknd, and you're out here hanging with them. I thought that was your artist. Isn't Top 5 this guy's artist? They're at least some type of friends, because he was trolling last time saying that he signed them off for 25 million. All these guys before they started beefing amongst each other.
The building, man, the Academy Records, I told you I was launching, man. Listen, I dropped a $25 million bag. I had to do it, man. The first signees to the Academy Records, the biggest demons out of Toronto. Yo, listen. Y'all artists, y'all don't have a hit song. Y'all not dripping like this. It's gonna take a while. Let me tell you this. 5 mil. I signed him, put 5 mil in his pocket. 5 mil straight. Hey, this guy been rich. I just gave him 5 mil just cause. Okay? Yo, boy. Bundog, yo.
You got that.
Bundog sliding right now. He's sliding somewhere.
The newest monster that's rapping.
Yo, listen. No. I had to give Bundog.
You know, the crazy thing is, and I know this don't have nothing to do with it, but the crazy thing is, what I find really hilarious and fascinating about these dudes. I don't know how old Top 5 is, but Akademiks, I believe, is 32. These dudes are in their 30s and they acting like they're children. I just don't understand the logic behind some of this stuff. Like, these dudes literally are in their 30s. And I don't know about Top 5, but the rest of them, whoever else, they're over 25 years old, I would say. And they're all acting like they're kids. I never seen nothing like this. I think we coddle men too much, older men too much, and we let them run amok when we should be really holding them accountable. Like, you out here calling yourself Boondog. Like, bro, I don't know if a lot of y'all realize that you're gonna have to grow up one day. You're gonna have to have a family one day, and if you don't, you're gonna die alone. I don't get it. I don't.
5 mil just for him to stop sliding. That was only stipulation. No more sliding. It's over. The Academy Records, man. Listen, when these guys drop, big act is behind them, man.
It's just weird seeing Akademiks hang out with these guys that have so much animosity towards The Weeknd. Besides Pressa, you can see Pressa in here, who now has a beef with Top 5, which is very interesting because Akademiks does a live stream and talks about his event, talks about his time being at the Weeknd concert, talks about meeting Cash XO that we just saw on his Instagram story. But you could tell when he's talking, it's very calculated. You could tell the way that he's talking in the live stream. He's trying to say things without saying things in its entirety.
Feel me? Anyway, yeah, I went to the Weeknd concert yesterday, the Weeknd and Cardi. Amazing show. I love it. I had a great time. First people in there, yo, the Weeknd security's like 15 niggas, bro. These niggas look like they eat big as hell. All of a sudden, I see them doing a beeline. Like, but I'm just chilling. I'm vibing. I don't give two fucks. I'm chilling. I'm looking for my regular ops. I don't see them. The dudes start coming over. I see my security step in between. And I'm like, okay. Then Weeknd security, like 3 of them get on my security. And then another nigga who looked like he's the main nigga, he's trying to talk to me.
Now he gets approached by the security guard. And for what it seems, it doesn't look like the security guards know that he was supposed to be there. This creates some type of tension that Akademiks is trying to downplay in this video, but don't be fooled. They were definitely going to press him about what was going on. Remember who he's been chilling with: Drake's goons, Drake's shooters, all of these individuals that have beef with Cash XO. But surprisingly enough, the Weeknd's crew, Cash XO and them, all invited Akademiks to go over.
But this is my thing, right? Do they really have beef? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, and I'm not saying that DeVille is wrong. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, do these people really have beef? Well, I'm guessing they do, obviously, if they should. But for what, though? Over opinions and other people? It just seemed to me like Top 5 and his boys jump into stuff that have nothing to do with them just so they can be a part of what's relevant. I just don't understand it. But I don't know. Let's keep it going.
Like, so I'm trying to hear what he's talking about, but the securities are doing the security thing, a little pushing, a little this, a little that, a little this, a little that. So I'm like, all right, what's good? So I'm trying to tell my security to chill a bit, but it's his job. He's on because they're trying to move him out of the way to get to me. So I'm trying to be like, nah, I'll have a conversation with anybody. Like, it's not like these niggas came over here swinging. Feel me? So I'm trying to tell him chill, but like, he don't like how their energy is, whatever. So I'm like, yo, what's good? The dude says, why'd you post the Weeknd address online? I ain't gonna lie to you, I still didn't get what he meant. I think this morning I got what he meant because I Googled it And I think that was a security company that was working for not Weeknd, but the manager, or not the manager. I think it's Cash. Cash's house got shot up, right? And so it was two things I think they pulled up, right?
You see, what's real interesting about him pointing out the fact that they had mentioned him leaking the address was that I don't think that it was Akademiks that leaked any address belonging to Cash XO. But the reason why tensions are so high was because an individual.
I mean, and a lot of them don't do their research. They just go off of what they hear on the internet. Like, why would the Weeknd and his team invite Akademiks to the show when they're saying that they know he leaked, unless they was inviting him to set him up, which would be stupid. I don't think that they would invite him to set him up by their own security. That just doesn't make sense. How would that make sense knowing that you have all these messages linking you to them and then they set you up and do something to you? I think that some of the security guards didn't do their research. They didn't really know. They was just going off what they probably heard online. And that's crazy if they was
shot, a security guard was shot. Now he's being faced by the Weeknd security, Cash XO security, all that. And since one of the security guards had gotten shot, they're questioning Akademiks and his involvement if he had leaked the address. Now he claims that he has no idea what he's talking about. But remember, Akademiks is cool with Top 5. And even though he's talking about an address that was leaked, another thing that was leaked very recently was Cash XO's phone number by none other than Top 5 himself right here.
I don't care what anybody says. I'm leaking a number. This is Cash's number. Everybody call him. It. I don't care what anybody says. I'm leaking a number. This is Cash's number. Everybody call him. It.
like, I don't know if these dudes just want to be just, how would I say this? I don't know if these dudes just want to be trolls for the rest of their life. I think there's some people, and I hate to say this, I think that some black men are never going to grow up. I think that they are a part of a society that they believe is going to always coddle them and put them in a certain situation where they're just there for the rest of their life and no accountability or responsibility will be handed down to them. Not one. Like, I just don't understand how you put another man's number out on a platform that everybody can start calling, which is crazy to me that you would do. Even if my thing is like, what is all this for though? Like, what is it for? What are you trying to prove? Like, you trying to prove that you, like, every time I see Top 5 or whoever's around him, they always trying to prove how much of a thug or how much of a whatever they're doing. Like, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. It's disgusting. It's nasty work. And it's like, when are y'all gonna grow up? Like, when are y'all gonna take whatever y'all doing serious? This is not serious. This is, to me, this is kiddie shit. This is child's play shit. It's like, I just don't get it. I really don't get. I don't. Maybe I'm lost. Maybe I'm from another planet. I don't understand the behaviors of some of you dudes. Like, I really don't. I just think it's stupid.
I feel like they did ask about Cash XO's home, but at the same time, I also think that Akademiks had flipped it and said that they talked about leaking the address instead of saying leaking the number, considering this is the recent thing that happened, because he's trying to avoid this actual tension behind the scenes. Remember, this recently happened. In this whole live stream, Top 5 was going at Cash XO and a bunch of whole other people that he has beef with over there in Toronto. It ended up in him getting shot at afterwards, but he was taunting a lot of people on this live stream, and now they're asking Akademiks about the shootout. Remember Julian, remember what he said about the Weeknd and about Cash XO and about Top 5 and Drake.
All these pussies. Even Drake is scared to get a little Rico today. When I fucking get the Russian government to fucking call the U.S. embassy and play him all these fucking voice notes that Top sent me about shooting up the fucking Weeknd manager's house and hitting the security guard. I don't know.
But this is what Julian said on Akademiks live stream with Top 5 present as well. So it seems very fishy. But nonetheless, they are the ones that invited Akademiks to the concert themselves.
Cash's house got shot up, right? And so it was two things I think they pulled up, right? Everybody looks at me like I'm in Drake's team. They look at me like I'm with Drake. like I've never met Drake, but they act like I'm Drake's like guy. Obviously, because of the platform we hold, it's whatever.
It's just so crazy how, and I have to say this, even though he's not a part of Drake's team, it's so crazy how This guy put his reputation and everything on the line for a man he never even met before. That's another thing I don't understand. You would do all this for a person you never even met. That's that. I think a lot of y'all dudes are suffering from some type of mental illness and don't want to go get evaluated, a psych evaluation for it. A lot of y'all dudes are obsessive, compulsive, disoriented, all types of things. And I just don't understand why y'all don't get no, I ain't gonna say, maybe because it's normal to y'all. This is normal behavior because a lot of people probably suffer from this. And you probably see them doing it and it's okay. But I just don't get it. I don't.
Security was asking, but it makes sense today. A security guard, and I think it's from their team, that got shot at the Weeknd's house. So they're stepping to me like I'm the one who may have posted the address that set this in motion. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's a fact. Like everybody knows, that has nothing to do with me. I don't know what happened. I've heard what happened. I kind of know in and around what I think is the thing, but whatever. So I'm talking to the dude, whatever. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? And then I look at him because he's consistently saying the Weeknd. And I said to him, I said, brother, who do you think invited me here? That was the moment. As soon as I said that, they were like, because we're in the Weeknd section. So the way how it works is MetLife Stadium. Cardi gets the riser. So for all Cardi's guests. So I wasn't Cardi's guest. I was the Weeknd's guest. So all my tickets are under the Weeknd. The Weeknd assistant gave me tickets. So I said to them, I'm like, nigga, how do y'all think I got here? I have the fucking thing that says the Weeknd's people. And as soon as I said that, they were like, oh, okay. But
now this is very important to make note of, only because Akademiks is saying that the security guards didn't expect him to be there. However, it was the Weeknd's team that invited him there in the first place. He says it wasn't Cardi that did it. It was the Weeknd that did it. He says that to diffuse any type of tension that was occurring between him and the security guard. But that only raised my suspicions even more. I feel like despite the security guards not knowing about him being there, I think the important thing was to take note of the invitation. It would say a lot if he turned down that invitation from the Weeknd. Obviously, you're writing for Drake. You've already admitted that Drake is your favorite artist and all of these other things. Not only that, you've been seen with Top 5. Top 5 is Drake's shooter. You've been really friendly with Top 5. Top 5 has been disrespecting Cash XO, even showing his number on live stream to disrespect him and call him all these names. If they invited you and you said no, it would have looked like you pledged your allegiance to the other side, to Drake's side.
That's true. I can agree with that. If they invited you and you didn't go, it does look like that. But the thing is, we all know Akademiks is an opportunist and he does whatever is best for his brand. That's it. He even admitted that he would, if Drake did something, he would crash out on Drake. He said that. So he's going to trust and believe. I think that, and it's going to sound crazy, but I think Akademiks is really one of the major key factors that's holding Drake's career together. I know a lot of y'all might disagree with that, but I think that Akademiks, his loyalty and his allegiance to Drake is really holding a lot of his stuff together. If Akademiks was to turn on Drake, he will lose a lot. Because even though Akademiks is not that big, he has a lot of influence when it comes to Drake fans. So keep it going.
Point, it would have looked bad because now it looks like you had officially chose your stance between them and their beef. Akademiks, despite the tension between these two individuals that he's in the middle of, still chose to go to the concert because he wanted to let them know publicly that he has no smoke with the Weeknd and his crew and everybody else involved. This is Akademiks playing politics right now. Let me show up to this event so they know that I'm not with the foolery, so they know that I'm not with Top 5, that I'm not actually his manager, that I didn't really sign him for $25 million, and I don't co-sign the things that he says on his kick stream. Now, granted, he could just say that, but if he says that, then he would start most likely beefing with Top 5 also. I think this was a subtle way to get them to understand where Akademiks stands in this beef and how much do you know, and if you do know, how innocent are you with everything that's going on? Are you playing a deeper role than you truly are? Either way, I think Academics accepting the invite was a way to preserve his brand, and that he's trying to separate himself subtly between these two artists beefing with each other. Top Five's violent presence, combined with legal troubles and criminal allegations, may be becoming a liability for Academics, especially if he wants to maintain a level of professionalism. In this light, showing up at the Weeknd's event might serve as a subtle message of independence. I'm not tied to the streets, I'm tied to the story, I guess is what he's trying to spin.
I agree. I agree. I definitely agree with that. I definitely believe that Academics isn't really out here trying to be. I mean, even though he says some wild stuff, he's not a street dude. He's not. He's not, and he does things for clickbait. He does a lot of clickbait, and just for the click factor. That's Academics. He's for the click factor. You know what I'm saying? Click here, try me. That's him. He's that guy. He's not a street dude. You know what I'm saying? So he does things for entertainment, and him doing this, I say, going to the Weeknd's concert to me is him just basically saying like, look, I'm out here doing what I need to do for my channel. And if I have to troll and do all this, I'm doing that. So, but if y'all want to see the rest of this, y'all go on the Ville's channel and check him out. Make sure y'all donate to his channel too, because he does a lot of good work. Yeah, man. It's just one of those things you just gotta understand. Coming from Academics, you really don't know. He plays both sides. And he's going to the GNX concert. Not saying he's invited by Kendrick, but he's gonna go there. At least that's what he says. I don't believe him, but that's what he says. But he's gonna do whatever he does for his brand. That's it. I think a lot of the people need to understand that. I take Academics, I don't take him serious about some things, but some things I take him serious. I take one thing I think he's serious about is his brand and his show. And I think he will do whatever it takes to keep it running. And that's even going against Drake if he have to. So, but you already know. All right. I want to do another words of inspiration. Stop being insecure. If you're in a relationship, don't be so insecure with your partner. Stop being so jealous. You know, sometimes it's good to be jealous. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, because that's being territorial. But don't be too insecure. What I mean by that is, don't be asking questions like, where you at? Where you going? Who you with? What you doing? What time are you gonna be back? Sometimes you have to let people be missed. Sometimes you have to let people move about comfortably instead of you being on their head all the time, questioning them like you're their parents. Stop being so insecure. My thing is, if somebody's gonna do something, ain't nothing you could say or do gonna stop them. And why would you want to stop them if they want to do it? So, thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace. Bye.